This conference will now be recorded.
Hello guys, very good evening for all. I hope you all are well and doing good. So guys, am I audible for all properly? Is also my screen visible for you? Please confirm. All right. So in the last session, guys, we have discussed the journal entries, and also I have let you know that we have discussed how we have to download and install the Teleprime software into the PC or laptop. Also, I had given you few transactions to pass out in your homework. I hope you all have done the same. So let's first discuss those transaction entries. After that, we will move on to the today's topic. These transaction entries I had given to all of you to pass out as your journal entry. I hope you all have done it. So kindly type the answer of the first point. 2500 paid for printing in cash. Or let's skip this. Just guys, let me know in which point you have query or doubt. In which journal entry transaction you have confusion, you can ask about only that. We will not discuss all. If you have any confusion in any of these transactions, then ask. Amisha, you are saying you have confusion in the first. The first transaction is 2500 paid for printing in cash. We are paying the printing expenses. So printing expense go for the debit because it's an expense, and cash go for the credit because cash is going out. Printing expense debit to cash will be the entry. Somya, you are saying about 9. All right. 9th and 10th. Okay, you guys are saying for the 9th and 10th. All right, let's do the 9th and 10th. 9th transaction entry is prepaid insurance adjusted with current year insurance charges, loan to employee adjusted with salary. All right, these both transactions are similar. That's why maybe you are getting confusion. Let's discuss one so that you can get to the others. The ninth point is saying prepaid insurance of rupees this adjusted with current year insurance charges. Okay, it means we are adjusting our prepaid insurance. Sorry, we are adjusting the current year insurance charges with the prepaid insurance. So insurance charges is our expense. Any of the charge will be our expense. So expense go for the debit side. Okay. So insurance charges will be debit here, and we are adjusting this with the prepaid insurance. So prepaid insurance is our asset, but this time asset is increasing because we are deducting the amount from the prepaid insurance. So for that reason, if any asset decrease or goes out, we have credit that. So for this transaction, the journal entry will be insurance charges account debit to prepaid insurance. Basically, these type of transaction entries in which cash or bank does not come called adjustment entries. So this is the adjustment entry. That's why there is no cash or bank coming and no party account as well. Okay. So insurance charges account debit to prepaid insurance will be the entry. Insurance charges will be our expense. That's why go for the debit side. And prepaid insurance is going out. For that reason, it will go for the credit side. Is that clear for all? The ninth point.
Mama.
Anil, you can ask in which transaction entry you have confusion with the journal entry. Or if you all of you guys want to discuss all these transaction entries from the starting, then you can let me know. We will discuss all.
जी को तो नहीं रहा है ना।
All right, guys, as all of you are saying for the starting discussion, let's discuss all. The first entry is first transaction on 1st April 2500 paid for printing in cash. What will be journal entry you have typed for this question? Please type the answer in the chat box and do that very quickly, okay? All right. The transaction journal entry will be printing a debit to cash because printing is our expense and cash is going out. So that's why. Second entry, 5,000 paid for commission in cash. All right, for the second commission we are paying. So commission will be our expense. We are paying in cash. So it will go for the credit in cash. Commission account debit to cash for the second point. Third point, 65,000 paid to Ranveer Limited by check. All right, we are paying to Ranveer Limited. So Ranveer Limited is a person, go for the personal account. Personal account rules say debit the receiver, credit the giver. So Ranveer Limited is the receiver here. So go for the debit side. We are paying through the check. So it will be credit by the bank. Ranveer Limited account debit to bank will be the entry. Correct. 5,000 received as dividend by check of Axis Bank and deposited into ICICI Bank. What will be journal entry for the fourth point? All right, so dividend received, dividend we are receiving here, so it becomes our income. Go for the credit side. We are receiving the amount through check and depositing this into the ICICI Bank. Okay, so ICICI Bank debit to dividend received will be the entry. Now the fifth point, rupees 1,30,000 received from Abhi Private Limited of UBI Bank, UBI, what it is, of UBI, and the same was deposited into ICICI Bank. What will be journal entry, guys, for the fifth point? If you guys facing any issue in any of the transaction which we are discussing, you can ask at the same time, okay? All right, so in the fifth point, what is going on? We are receiving the amount from Abir Private Limited. We are receiving the amount from Abir Private Limited. So Abir Private Limited is a giver here. As per the personal account golden rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. So Abir Private Limited go for the credit side, and we are receiving the amount through a check. Check we will deposit into bank, and which bank we are depositing? We are depositing into ICICI Bank. So for that reason, ICICI Bank go for the debit side as per the real account golden rule. So ICICI Bank debit to Abir Private Limited will be the entry. If you guys have any confusion in the fifth point, you can ask, especially those who have typed the wrong answer. All right, explaining that once again. It is saying that 1,30,000 received from Abir Private Limited. So Abir Private Limited paying us, okay. So it becomes our sundry debtor basically. And also Abir Private Limited is a company. Persons go for the personal account. Personal account rules say debit the receiver and credit the giver. All right. So for that reason, Abir Private Limited is a giver here. So go for the credit side. And by which method we are receiving these figures, this amount? We are receiving this amount by the check of UBI. No matter which bank check we receive, we will deposit that check into our designated bank. So our designated bank is ICICI Bank. We are depositing that check into ICICI Bank. For that reason, ICICI Bank we have to debit because it's our asset and asset is coming in. So for that's why ICICI Bank debit to Abir Private Limited will be the entry. Is this clear for all now? We have to mention the party name or the person name if they are paying to us or if we are paying to them. You can see there is no expense or income is mentioned. That's why we have to mention the party name. If you guys still have any confusion in the fifth point, you can ask. If it is clear for all of you, kindly confirm. If it is clear, please type yes. If you have any confusion, then ask your doubt. All right, great. Let's move on to the next. 6th point. On 1st May, 15,000 deposited into ICICI Bank. What will be journal entry, guys? As because we are depositing cash into the ICICI Bank, so the bank amount is coming in, so bank go for the debit side, and we are depositing the cash is going out from the company, so cash go for the credit side. ICICI Bank debit to cash will be the entry. Is this clear for all of you? If you guys have any confusion in this, you can ask. All right. Now the seventh point, 2500 paid for stationery in cash. Stationery is our expense. We are paying through cash. Stationery debit to cash. Rupees 35,000 paid for outstanding telephone bill by check number this. What will be journal entry, guys, for the eighth point? All right, so outstanding telephone bill we are paying here. It's our liability and decreasing. So if any liability decrease, we have to debit that. We are paying through a check, bank go for the credit. Outstanding telephone bill debit to bank will be the entry. Is that clear for all? If you guys have any doubt, you can ask. Outstanding telephone bill debit to bank will be the entry. All right. Now comes up on the ninth point. Prepaid insurance of rupees this adjusted with current year insurance charges. First, guys, you have asked doubts in this. So first, type your answers. What you have done already for this transaction. What journal entry you have passed for that. We can mention ICICI Bank. I will explain the ninth point. First, kindly type your answers. What you have done for the ninth point in your homework. What journal entry you guys have passed. Please type that answer on the chat box. My skin is visible for all of you. Is that correct? Okay, thank you. All right, guys. So I'm not receiving the answers for this ninth point. I'm assuming that you have faced problem with this. All right, let's discuss this one. If you look at this, we have two ledgers, two accounts here: prepaid insurance and insurance charges. Prepaid insurance is our asset. You all know the insurance which we have already paid, it becomes our asset. So prepaid insurance is our asset. Insurance charges, any of the charges will be our expenses. So we have an expense and we have an asset. So we are adjusting the insurance charges here. Okay. So what is going on here? Our insurance charges is increasing, and we are decreasing that with the prepaid insurance. Means we are paying that with the prepaid insurance. We are not paying with the cash or the check. We are paying through the prepaid insurance. Prepaid insurance we already have, which we have already paid. Now we are adjusting their expenses. So our expense is increasing here, so go for the debit, and our asset is decreasing here, so go for credit. For that reason, insurance charges debit to prepaid insurance will be the transaction entry. Is that clear for all? If you guys have still any confusion, doubt in your mind, you can ask. All right, let's have a look on the second example. In the 10th point, this is a similar example for that. Let's see. Loan to employee rupees 50,000 adjusted with salary. Okay. So what we are doing here, we are adjusting the loan to employee, which the loan which we have given to our employee with their salary account. Okay. So what is going on? Our salary is basically adjusting here with the loan. So suppose we have to pay 50,000 as salary to our employee. Okay. So through which method we will pay? We will pay through cash or the bank. But our employee has taken a loan of rupees 2 lakh previously from us. So for that reason, we are adjusting that salary with their loan. Okay. So salary is an expense, loan to employee. Loan to employee is our asset. If we have taken a loan, that will be our liability. If we have given a loan, that will be our asset. So our asset is decreasing. For that reason, we have to credit that and salary go for the debit. Is that understood now? Or you guys have any confusion still left? 9th and 10th, both are the similar entries. All right, I'm getting that you are not getting this point. No issue. Let's discuss this in detail. All right, guys, have a look here. So suppose on 1st May, or just skip the date, let's say company given a loan to employee of rupees 2 lakhs. Okay, via check. So guys, what will be journal entry for this point? For this transaction, what will be journal entry? Please type the answers. Yes, it is very simple. We are giving a loan. Our company is giving a loan to the employee of rupees 2 lakh. Okay. And we are paying this amount by the check. So bank amount is going out. So bank go for the credit and loan to employee. Loan to employee will be our asset because we are providing the loan and we will receive the amount later. So for that reason, loan to employee go for the debit side by rupees 2 lakhs and loan to employee to bank. Whatever is the bank, we can write the mention the bank name as well. Which amount? 2 lakh rupees. So this will be our journal entry for this transaction. Okay. Is this one clear for all? All right. Now what we have to do, let's say company paid salary of rupees 50,000 to employee by a check. So what will be journal entry for this transaction? Yes, it is very simple. Salary account debit to bank. Salary is our expense and we are paying through by the check. So go for the bank. So we can say salary debit by rupees 2 lakh, sorry, 50,000. And we are paying this by the check. So go for the bank by rupees 50,000, the same. Okay. Is this transaction also clear for all? So guys, first let me know, are these two entry clear for all of you? If you guys have any confusion in these two, then please ask. After that, we will go further. All right. Now guys, instead of paying the salary with the check, with the cash, what we are doing, we are adjusting this amount. So we can say company adjusted salary of 50 rupees 15,000 with a loan to employee. With the loan, you can see which company given to employee. This time we are not paying the amount to the cash or the bank. We are adjusting that. Our employee has taken a loan previously from us. Now what we are doing, we are adjusting that salary amount with their loan. So salary remain added as it is. Just in the creditor, it will be loan to employee. That's it. Amount is remain the same. There is nothing changed in the amount because we are adjusting the salary of 50,000 only. But after this transaction, how much amount our employee have to pay us as the loan? Only 1,50,000, because 50,000 loan amount has been deducted from theirs with their salary. It is adjusted. If let's say this salary is for the May month, okay, now comes for the June, employee again want to adjust their salary with the loan. So again, if it is 50,000 after adjusting the June month salary, so now what employee have to pay us as the loan? Only 1 lakh rupees. So this is what is going on there. Now I hope you guys have understood the transaction of this 10th and the 9th point. If you guys still have any confusion, you can ask. If it is clear for all of you, then please let me know. There will be no journal entry for the remaining 1,50,000. Yes, in the manual accounting, we have to pass the journal entry, but in the Tally software, we don't have to do anything. Tally will do these things automatically. Tally will adjust all the ledgers automatically. We don't have to do anything for that. That's why we have requirement of the software to maintain the accounts. I am asking again, is this 9th and 10th point clear for all now after discussing this example? If you guys still have any confusion in your mind, you can ask, okay? All right, great. Guys, we are discussing these transactions journal entries so that you can get familiar with the journal entries, how we have to pass. Due to this, you will not face any problem when you pass these transaction entry or these type of transaction entries in the Tally software. Now, the 11th point, rupees 9,000 paid for outstanding rent in cash. It is very simple. Outstanding rent is our liability. We are decreasing the liability here. So outstanding rent go for the debit side. Paying this amount to the cash. So go for the cash credit. Outstanding rent debit to cash will be the entry. 12th point, rupees 2 lakh received from Suraj Limited by check of HDFC Bank and deposited into ICI Bank. What will be entry, guys? All right, the same condition which we have discussed earlier in this fifth point. We are receiving the amount from Suraj Limited. Suraj Limited will be the giver and it's a company. Go for the personal account. Personal account rules say debit the receiver and credit the giver. So Suraj Limited go for the credit side. We are receiving the check and depositing that into the bank. The bank name is ICI Bank. So for that reason, ICI Bank debit to Suraj Limited will be the journal entry. We can say bank debit to Suraj Limited or ICICI Bank debit to Suraj Limited. Whatever it is, we can mention. Is this entry clear for all? If you guys have any doubt in this, you can ask. All right. Rupees 500 paid for traveling expenses. All right, it's a very simple transaction. Traveling expense debit to cash. 14th, furniture of 50,000 purchased from Modern Furnitures. What will be entry, guys? So guys, in this transaction, what is going on? We are purchasing a furniture. Furniture is our fixed asset from Modern Furnitures. Modern Furniture is the party from whom we are purchasing. So if we are purchasing from Modern Furnitures, they will be our sundry creditors. So as we are purchasing the furniture, so as we have discussed earlier many times, if we purchase fixed asset name will go in the debit side. So furniture go for the debit. Now you can see there is no payment method is given. only the party name is given. So if the party name is only given and there is no payment method, this purchase will be treated as the credit purchase. So for that reason, we have to mention the party name because it's a credit purchase. So furniture account debit to modern furnitures will be the transaction journal entry. Modern furnitures will be our creditor and furniture will be the fixed asset. If suppose there is mentioned furniture of rupees 50,000 purchased from modern furnitures by a check or by in cash. In that case, furniture to cash or bank will be the entry. But only the party name is mentioned, there is no payment method. This entry will be treated as the credit purchase. Is that 14th point clear for all of you? If you guys have confusion, you can ask. Furniture debit to modern furnitures will be the entry. All right, great. 15th point, cash withdrawn of rupees 25,000 from ICI Bank. It is a withdrawal entry and simple. Cash debit to bank. Cash is coming, amount going from the bank. So for that. So guys, we have discussed all these transactions, journal entries. I hope these all are clear for all of you. If you guys still have any doubt, any confusion in any of these one transaction, you can ask, kindly have a look on it, then let me know. In the last 15th point, drawings will not come because this is not mentioned here that we are withdrawing for the personal use. Drawing only come in the case when it is mentioned in the transaction that they are withdrawing for the personal use. Okay. And about the fourth point, 5,000 received as dividend by check of Axis Bank and the check deposited into ICICI Bank. So we are receiving the dividend here and we are depositing that check into the bank. Okay, so we have to pass only one transaction for this one. We are receiving the check go for the bank, so bank we have to debit here. ICICI Bank will be debit. Dividend we are receiving, so it becomes our income. So for that reason, income go for the nominal account. Nominal account golden rule is debit the expense, credit the income. For that reason, dividend received will be credited. So ICICI Bank debit to dividend received will be the entry. Is this clear for you? All right. In the last 15 point, cash is withdrawn from the bank for the by the check. So basically cash debit here because cash is coming and bank will be credited because bank amount is going out. Cash debit to bank will be the entry. If you guys still have any confusion in any of the one transaction, then please let me know. In the ninth point, we are adjusting our expense with the prepaid insurance which we have already paid. Insurance charges will be our expense, so go for the debit side, and we are adjusting that amount with the prepaid insurance, the asset. So for that reason, it will go for the credit side. Insurance charges, debit to prepaid insurance will be the entry. This entry is just similar like the 10th, which we have discussed in detail here. So is this clear for now? All right, great. Kindly have a guys screenshot of these entries as well. These you have to pass in your homework. These contain some different kind of different type of transactions as well. So you will get those points. You have to practice for these. You all have to pass the journal entries for these transactions as well. Have you done with the screenshot? Kindly have for these as well. No, currently you don't have to pass these entries in the Tally software. We are discussing here only the theoretical part till this point. I will let you know when you all have to pass these entries in the Tally software. First, I will teach you how we have to pass these entries in Tally. After only that, you have to pass. Currently, you just have to pass these journal entries in your notebook. All right. So guys, please practice for these transaction entries in your homework. We are done for the day. The further topics we will discuss in the next session. If you guys still have any confusion or doubt left in your mind, you can ask. If you don't have, then the session is completed. See you in the next session. Bye bye. Take care.